Hey there, I'm Stefanie Flaxman. I've been a writer and editor for 20 years, and I have more than 200 videos on YouTube that help you live and work like a writer. That is a lot of videos, so let me curate my best advice for you. You can sign up for free exclusive updates at stefanieflaxman.com. I'll send you my top tips for new writers, plus other advice that works best in email rather than audio or video. It would be my pleasure to meet you at your inbox as your new writer consultant. Ready to join the club? Go to stefanieflaxman.com to sign up for free. And remember, I spell Stefanie with an F, not a PH. The proper spelling is on your screen right now. That is stefanieflaxman.com. I'll see you there. Chuck Palahniuk is an author who I enjoy. Fight Club is probably his most famous work. He wrote the novel Fight Club, which was turned into the big movie. But he's written tons of other fiction, short stories, and I love his perspective on things. I also think he's an interesting speaker when he talks about just his life experience in general, and also when he reads excerpts from his books or his short stories. I'm always interested if I see an interview with him or something come up online. I want to hear his thoughts about things, and I think that's what he's like the full package of a creative person who I enjoy, because it's not just the work on the page that I enjoy. I kind of really resonate with his perspective as a person and as an artist in general. And I heard him say in an interview that when people don't allow space in conversations, proper pauses, when they just rush to talk, that it creates this artificial enthusiasm. And that really hit home to me, just like what he uncovers in his fiction writing can hit home to a lot of people and resonate with a lot of people, like how a good author does. Just this thing that came up in an interview really resonated with me because I do tend to talk fast. I've always talked fast. I think fast a lot of the time, and it comes out in my speech patterns. Of course, this can all be trained if you care to change your natural speech patterns. But this artificial enthusiasm that he talked about really made sense to me, because I can understand that my traditional way of speaking, or my classic way of speaking, which was very fast, can also come off as maybe fake or insincere or just sort of overwhelming, depending on the audience. So I have, probably even before I heard him say this, I've been making an effort to slow down my speech a little bit and not be so afraid of spaces or pauses, even in a recording situation like right now. I can leave space if people want to turn off the video or the audio because they just can't stand the space. That's fine. That's everyone's right. You can turn this off whenever you feel like it. You can turn it off right now if you like. But I think when we're doing video or audio, especially in today's creative environment, there's such an artificial rush to fill the space. So even though I have been historically a fast talker, the more I see people talking fast in short videos, which short videos are so popular now, and everyone is really high enthusiasm and fitting everything in, that makes me want to push against that even more. Because I see everyone doing it and I don't see a benefit for society or creativity in general. So it's not just a criticism, oh, there's this artificial enthusiasm. It's not just a jab at people who rush to fill silence, who don't allow for pauses, who don't allow for space and conversation. To me, it is a proper critique of the direction we're going with creativity. And the more I see people talking fast to cram things into videos because everyone's afraid of not getting attention and people are going to look elsewhere and you have to just shove everything in people's faces. I don't think that's a great direction for creativity because ultimately there's so much information, it becomes forgettable. It's not a long-term strategy as an artist or as a creative person to just do more, fast. You know, that is the direction our culture is going in, has been going in, and seems to continue to be going in with, we prioritize now more, fast. And that goes against the nature of excellent creativity, because excellent creativity by nature has to evolve organically. It has to take time. There needs to be time and space for the right ideas to come out. So when we value more, fast, I'm not just criticizing that to criticize it. To me, it's dangerous to help true creativity marinate and develop into great things. Why I like Chuck Palahniuk as an author. It takes time to do great things. This can also translate to your writing, this artificial enthusiasm. So I can work on it more with my audio. I need to work on it more with my audio or my video over the years. I'm really making an effort to not just ramble things off. Because I think it also can water down what you're trying to say if people think you're just on all the time. And that was never my intention. I like to say that my enthusiasm is true because if I don't like something, I'm not shy about sharing my criticism. So you know if I'm being enthusiastic, it's true enthusiasm. And if you know if I'm being critical, that I'm actually being critical. I'm not doing either one for the sake of doing either one. So I'm always working on this for audio or video when I used to do video. It's very hard on video to take pauses because you feel like, I mean, you're on camera and you're directing yourself. When I made videos when I was on camera, you're directing your speech, you're directing how you look and everything. And it's a lot of things that you need to balance. And it feels very scary to take a pause because then you're just on screen feeling like you have no direction. But because I'm only doing audio now, I can focus more on slowing down my voice, having genuine moments of passion or enthusiasm where I might talk a little bit faster, but not feel the pressure to. It's easier for me to do this in writing. So artificial enthusiasm in writing is when a writer doesn't have any editorial direction and they're just rambling things off. We usually just see this as confusing writing without directions. It might have some structure, but the author is just kind of all over the place and you can't follow the main point that they want to make. When you don't have structure in your writing as a result of editorial direction, and saying, this is the purpose of this piece of writing. And every section of this writing is going to be intentional so that we accurately communicate the message that we want to go for. We want to seamlessly have this message resonate with our readers. We want our readers to effortlessly comprehend this message. We want it to look like this was so easy to write from the first sentence of the piece of content to the last sentence of the piece of content. When a reader can go from the first sentence to the last sentence, that is a result of strong editorial direction that purposely cuts down on artificial enthusiasm that makes a writer go all over the place. And I'm talking about this, and then I'm talking about that. You've all read it. It's really hard for me to read the majority of content online because of a lack of editorial direction now. I see things that I just can't get through. This isn't everything. There's still, of course, a lot of good content. But we've valued less, I think, editorial direction. And I just click on so many Google results with things that I can't even get through. I don't know if this is going to result in more people not reading. Maybe people are already reading less. Maybe I'm the only one who feels like this. But I don't know if how much there is a future of reading if we don't start valuing editorial direction again. And having trained editors who know how to spot that artificial enthusiasm. And you don't abandon it, you just redirect it. The same way, it's the same thing that I'm doing with my audio. I'm not abandoning who I am. I'm not abandoning my personality. If you're a nice person, which you are because you're listening to me, I'm sure you probably would compliment me on how I naturally speak. And I'm going to say thank you to that made-up compliment that I just received. So you don't abandon who you are for the sake of cutting down on this artificial enthusiasm. You just filter it a little bit. You realize that there's a time and a place for it. And that's what editors do with writing that has an artificial enthusiasm. We want to keep the good stuff and rearrange the artificial qualities that make it hard for the reader. Because editors ultimately care about the experience that the reader is going to have. So if you think you might have some artificial enthusiasm in your writing, just think of the perspective of the reader and how you want to guide them as smoothly as possible. And that requires you adding more structure to your writing, maybe more pauses, maybe adding more space where the reader has time to digest the information. This is all a creative exercise. This is why we write, because it's inventive, it's creative, it's fun. So you know what to do. Go save the internet. That is it for today. If you'd like to get exclusive tips that I only share in email, go on over to stefanieflaxman.com and sign up for free. I will see you there and talk with you soon.